What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're out in Manchester with the TTArtisan 35mm f1.8, and I thought what better time of day to come to test that 1.8 aperture out than for a spot of night photography. So I've decided to come to Manchester while the Christmas markets are on. Gonna have a stroll around, see where we can get to in some low light conditions and see what we can capture. I'll walk around some of the stores around here. I'll take it from there. Probably makes a nice change for people watching to see that the markets can be quite quiet. Which is kind of can't see what I'm doing out here, but there's kind of like a reflection on the top of this box here from all the rain that's sat on it, and it looks kind of cool. Battery's flat, so let's quickly change the battery. I kind of do wish this box was kind of a little bit lower, to be honest. That's kind of an interesting frame where you can see the kind of silhouette through the misty window. I wish this scaffolding wasn't here so we could kind of get a square room. That's kind of cool, I really like that one actually. All the moisture on the window.
You have a photograph.
Sorry? Definitely recently been favoured in those kind of like reflection shots.
Market lah.
It's interesting walking around the markets when it's like this, because you can actually kind of see what's going on and kind of what the stores actually are. But if you come during the day, absolutely swarming with people, and you probably couldn't tell what was going on. Ooh, nice reflection on the floor just over there. Don't know if I'll be able to get it. Let's see if we can. No, I can only get it from over here. I can only see it from this direction over here. Just going to make my way over towards the paintworks now. You'll see what's kind of going on this direction. And there's some more trams over this way, which can lead to some cool shots as well. Well, that's a nice sign. I like it if that the flower planter wasn't kind of in that angle there. Oh, I wonder if we can get like a textural shot of the sign through the... That's actually turned out quite nice. And it kind of like a little bit out of focus. really slowly, so you can kind of get that, kind of get the feeling of what the sign says without it being really crisp and clear. This walk I've been kind of keeping my ISO around 1600, and then I've just been keeping my aperture at 1.8 and then varying my shutter speed depending on the shot that I'm trying to get. I probably would have gone for aperture priority, to be honest, but sometimes when the weather's like this, it's nice to have a little bit more creative control over what you're shooting by using that shutter speed to increase the brightness or darkness of an image. And if we can use this to kind of catch some walking up there. That should look kind of nice, and I wonder if I can kind of flip that in post, and so almost present it upside down. There's the reflections on the road there as well, so I wonder if I can wait for a tram to come through and then see if we can get the light trails of the tram coming through. Well, let's have a quick check to see when the next tram's due. It's 2 minutes till the next tram, so I might kind of hang around and just see what comes through. It'd be kind of a cool frame, to be honest, if I can get it low enough. Well, the tram's coming through now. I'll just see if I can kind of get a slow shutter of this here, and then hopefully have some static people waiting on the platform for it as it pulls in. Let's just see what this looks like. Wait for it to come into frame. Cool. Oh, I really like that one actually. It's really nice because you've got that contrast of, because everyone's waiting, they're all kind of pretty sharp, and then you've got all the light trails of the tram itself. So I'm just going to come this other way.
Have a few, mate, you know what I mean? And then I might end up putting sleep in the office with this guy.
So come this side and see if we can kind of do the same thing again. I'll try and get it a bit lower. Couldn't quite put that on the floor then, because when I was, it was messing with the focus a little bit. Oh, that's worked out quite nice as well, actually. Quite happy with that one, to be honest. Would have been nice if it was a bit more in focus on the background, but yeah, so on that one, it kind of was the idea I was going for, but it would have been nicer if I probably had got a bit of a tripod or something, or I don't know if you can see on the camera then, but when I was put my camera on the floor, for some reason I think my strap must have been pressing the joypad on the back, so it was altering the focus. So the kind of focus box was cycling up and down the screen, so in the last minute I took it off the floor to try and get the shot steadier and kind of aim for using my hands as the steadiest thing around. Which sort of paid off. I wonder if I can try again, but the tram on the other side, I know it's not going to be as cool. Well, it might be, you never know. I think sometimes that's one of the questions you need to ask yourself while you're out and about is, what if? And by that I mean, while you're out shooting, just ask yourself, what if I try it from the other side? What if I were to take the photo looking the other direction? What if I was to take a couple of paces back? What if I were to change my aperture? Ask yourself all these questions while you're taking your shots, because as a photographer, these are all creative choices that you can make whilst out and about shooting. And you can use that to dictate how your images come out. So, yeah, I'm just going to try this other side and see if we can get something slightly steadier. I'm just going to wait for this tram to set off and see if we can get some cool light trails out of it. It can be so fun kind of playing with slow shutter in these conditions. So we see how steady I actually am. The other cool thing about playing with like slow shutters photography is when you've got people walking past, because of they're only in frame for a split second, sometimes you can use that to your advantage to almost remove the people in camera. So, got these two ladies just walking at the side of the tram, so it'll be interesting to see what they look like as the tram's going through. So kind of nice. Not going to win any awards, but it's the trying that counts. Overall, I've been pretty impressed with this lens. Obviously, it's one of those focal lengths that I'm quite familiar to anyway, but the focus speed's been pretty good. Nothing different than what I've been used to with my other lenses as well. But when the markets are on, it definitely does make for a better experience, especially when it's this quiet. When it's been raining, it does make some of the grimmest places quite beautiful. I was looking online the other day and I found some old pictures of what Piccadilly Gardens used to look like, and it's insane to see how beautiful and picturesque it used to be. And now looking around and looking at the state of it, it's worlds apart. And from looking at it, it looks like they've almost filled in what was there to build what we see here on top. I don't know how intentional it was, or if it was just one of those things that over time things just happen, needs means must kind of thing. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame when you see things like that and then see what it's become. I like that wall over there. I wonder if we can catch like a silhouette of somebody walking through. We can get like a lone subject walking through. Fair threes are quite nice. That's kind of nice. I'll try and get a landscape shot or something similar as well. I kind of like the loneliness and isolation in that one then. And if I can get the same thing again. Sometimes it's just a matter of waiting to see if kind of like you can time it with people, so there's very few people around. You probably rarely ever get it where there's nobody around, but you can almost time it in a way that you hopefully get the amount of people that you see in your idea of shot. Like now, just in a second, it will have cleared off quite nicely. So if we frame it somewhere there, so we're not getting that mess over there, kind of just got in that subject framed between the two trees and then kind of silhouetted against that wall with all the reflections in the ground. And I think that actually kind of came out quite nice. Well, let's try and get some more shots of buses with all the condensation on the windows, because it always looks so good. It's almost like the bus windows are almost their own frames, if you will. just going to start making my way back towards Manchester Piccadilly to start wrapping this walk up. Typically, I just met a right character and action cam battery had ran out, and I was in the process of changing it. He come over and he thought I was trying to, and he wanted to check that I was all right. And yeah, it's a bit of a random thing, but it was quite a funny thing, to be honest, and probably one of the most memorable moments of the night. But just so happens to be as I'm walking back to wrap the night's walk up. Bush shelters are another great. I was hoping for a bigger puff of smoke than that when he took a drag of his cigarette, but no, it wasn't my lucky day. It was quite, I don't even know if it would have picked it up on camera. It was that kind of thin smoke. Just a reflection of that Sainsbury's local sign, I think it is. It looked pretty cool in the window of that taxi there. Today I've been testing the TTArtisan 35mm f1.8. and it's been a really enjoyable lens to use. That wide f1.8 aperture makes it a fantastic option for low light and night photography, letting in plenty of light while still delivering sharp results. The autofocus is surprisingly solid too, providing reliable performance in everyday shooting. It felt intuitive right away, and the image quality is genuinely impressive for the price. One thing that really impressed me is the all metal body construction. It really sets it apart from other lenses in this budget range. Overall, at just £129 at the time of recording, it's an excellent budget-friendly option. Before we wrap up this video, I just wanted to take a moment to give a huge shout out to channel member Ian Dolan. Thank you so much for all of your support, it means so much to me. And with that, I think that wraps up this kind of wet but dry walk around Manchester with the TTArtisan 35mm. I believe this is the Mark II version. Overall been pretty impressed, so if you've liked this video, please hit subscribe, give it a like and all that good stuff, and with all that being said and done, I'll catch you in the next one.